might be asking yourself, what is the difference of 2 squared? No worries. Let's go through the definition right here so that you will have a clearer understanding of such. Read with me. Whenever you have a binomial with each term being squared, having an exponent of 2, and they have subtraction as the middle sign, you are guaranteed to have the case of difference of 2 squared. Let's take a look at the general representation of the difference of 2 squared. Now here you're going to see we have a squared minus b squared. And when we factorize that, we have a plus b into a minus b. Now we have a little image here that is going to tickle your mind in helping you to understand clearly what we are talking about. So we have squared terms, and it is the first term being squared subtracted from the second term. And there you have the difference or subtraction, or as we might even call it, the minus sign. So what you're seeing here, or even at the top here, is the general form or the general representation of the difference of 2 squared. Let's continue our lesson. Now what you can see here, or what I have here on the screen, is some squared numbers. So if we square 1, we are going to get the same thing, 1. If we square 2, we're going to get 4, 3, 9, and so on. But do you know exactly what it means when it says to square or a squared number? So if you guess that a squared number is a number multiplied by itself, then you are absolutely correct. So in order for us to have 9 squared be equal to 81, we have 9 multiplied by itself. So 9 multiplied by 9 will give you 81. Likewise, 7 multiplied by 7 will give you 49, and so on. Now these are just the first 12 numbers being squared, and we can go on and on and on. But what I would like you to do is be able to identify squared numbers as soon as you see them. So please take some time and familiarize yourself with all of the possible squared numbers you can find. As time goes on, they will become easier for you to identify. But for now, let's continue on our lesson on how we factorize the difference of 2 squared. Now here you can see we have x squared minus 9. So let's take a look at our first example. It says that x squared minus 9. So what we have there is a difference of 2 squared, because when some number is squared, we will get 9. And once x is multiplied by itself, we will get x squared. So we want to factorize this. Before we can do that, we need to represent this originally with the base number. So we have x squared minus 3 squared. Now, when 3 is multiplied by itself, so we have 3 multiplied by 3, this will give you 9. So now that you know that, we can go on and simplify. So to factorize this, we have x plus 3 into x minus 3. And that is basically it. How we simplify or factorize, as they may say, a difference of 2 squared. So let's look at yet another example. Now here we have 4x squared minus 49. It says that 4x squared minus 49. So here we are looking at a difference of 2 squared, because each of these numbers represents a squared number. So if we are to rewrite this, we're going to see that we know that 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. So any number multiplied by itself produces a squared number. So we have 2x squared minus, and what number do you think when we multiply it by itself, we can get 49? Yes, 7 is correct. So when 7 is multiplied by itself, we will get 49. So we are going to rewrite this here using the factorization method, which will produce for us a pair of binomials. So we're going to have 2x plus 7 into 2x minus 7. Here we have yet another example with a little bit more terms for you to consider. Now remember, here we have a binomial, because a binomial is a polynomial with 2 algebraic terms, 9x squared, and then we have 16y squared. Each of those is considered a algebraic term. it says that 9x squared minus 16y squared. So do not be afraid because you're seeing all of these variables. We just need to consider them when we're working. So from one of our previous examples, we know that 3 squared will give you 9, but we have 3x squared. So if we multiply 3x by itself, we will get 9x squared. Likewise, we have 16y squared. So what number, if we multiply it by itself, will give us 16? Yes, that is correct. 4, when multiplied by itself, gives you 16. So we have 4y squared. We represent this as a difference of 2 squared here, so let's further simplify it. So in one bracket, we're going to have 3x plus 4y, and in the other bracket, we're going to have 3x minus 4y. So there, we would have completed all three of our exercise on the difference of 2 squared. Now, we would have come to the end of our lesson on the difference of 2 squared. Let's recap what was done for this lesson. Now, a binomial which each term is squared is known as a difference of 2 squared. But what exactly makes it a difference? If there is a subtraction or a minus sign between the two elements, as you can see here, we have a difference of 2 squared. And here you're seeing the general form of the difference of 2 squared, which is a squared minus b squared. And when we factorize that, which is what we were looking at in this lesson, we will end up with a plus b into a minus b. So what I would like you to do for me is to practice how to factorize the difference of 2 squared. In order to do that, kindly reference Mathematics, a Complete Course with CXC Question Volume 2. On page 735, you will find exercise 13I. Work for me questions 1 to 10. Once you would have completed all of those problems, you can be sure that you will be able to easily identify a squared number and factorize a difference of 2 squared. So now that we would have come to the end of our lesson on factorizing the difference of 2 squared, I would like you, my thoughtful teenagers, to remember to practice, practice, practice. Because I would like you to not only be able to solve any problem like this, but identify square numbers when they are presented to you. Thank you for being here with me on this episode of Grade 10 Math, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.